right, so for today's... So for today's movie chat, we're going to be talking about Hacksaw Ridge. And how we always start this off. Evan, go!
Well, I hate you guys. In Hacksaw Ridge, there were many, many notable actors. It was definitely a thrill ride. It was 1,000 times better than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be just an action World War II movie. I thought at some point I was going to go, Mel Gibson. Never happened, not even once. From start to finish, when we saw Andrew Garfield walk in as Desmond Doss, I was almost enthralled. It was one thing to just be a character. I don't even know if that can even make sense, but the way he stuck with it, it was definitely enjoyable from the time you see him as what seemed to be like a teenager to the point to where he became more something of an adult, joins the army, and then goes through this hellhole crash course into I'm going into war now, and just the it had great setup. The movie was, I really like this movie. I cannot wait for it to come out on DVD, and I'm surprised I haven't seen it a second, third, or fourth time yet. I'm just really excited. I really enjoyed this movie, and I can't remember the last time I was this, I don't know, giddy. It was the fact I expected to tear it apart, but I thought I was going to enjoy it. I just didn't think I would enjoy it this much.
You thought you were going to tear it apart, and then you thought you were going to enjoy it?
Which is it? I'm giddy. Because, dude, I do not the biggest fan of Mel Gibson. Not the biggest fan. I thought I was going to go,
And then you would be able to tear it apart.
And then I thought I'd be able to tear it apart, but I couldn't.
It held up.
It held up all the way through. I applaud Mr. Gibson. It was just phenomenal. It was done really, really well. I'm sorry. If you ever do watch this, I am sorry.
I'm not sorry. Sugar tits. That's what he said to that cop.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he called her sugar tits. Then he went on some kind of tirade about how Jews are responsible for all the problems in the world. If you ask me, he read Mein Kampf too many times.
Anyway, back to Hacksaw Ridge.
What did you think of it, Kevin?
I thought it was an incredible movie.
Dang.
It was very, very good. Made me cry like a bitch.
Shit. See, have you seen any of these movie reviews? That's about as much as you're going to get from him. So that means that movie must have been good.
I don't enjoy or dislike movies to the extremes like these guys do. I'm always usually somewhere in the middle. Yeah, it's kind of good, it's kind of bad.
If Kevin liked your movie, you must have made a good movie.
That makes it sound like I'm some sort of snob.
No.
Well, usually when it comes to movies, you can... There are genres that people will definitely go to. There are some movies that I don't want to see because they seem too artsy-fartsy, and I have no doubt in my mind I just pissed somebody off saying that. But it is what it is. When I went to go see this movie, I was surprised. I was rooting for the character, and I got way more than I wanted, and I enjoyed every second of it. The movie was over 2 hours, I think is what it was. I couldn't tell you that. I enjoyed it. I was just going, yeah! I enjoyed the crap out of it. Just immensely. The acting was spot on. I like the continuity they were going with, because it starts off as them as kids, and then you see their like teenager range, and then as an adult you see Hugo Weaving, like his hairline. I don't know if they did it. I'm pretty sure they did it personally. As time goes by, it actually recedes, so there was continuity in it.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the movie. Gibson done a good job. Done a good job.
If you done did a good job.
He gone don't.
All right.
I don't know who picked actors for this movie, but every single actor was like, they were the character they were playing. They did an amazing job. Did you think about that too?
Oh yeah, I think Andrew Garfield. He just did phenomenal. I was actually surprised. I thought he was kind of doing something of like a dumb route with it, but nah, it was actually kind of charming.
Oh, in the trailer, yeah.
Yeah.
Because in the trailer, I think they didn't really show him like being himself too much. They just showed him in his like shining moments, and I think maybe in the trailer that may have made it could have like thrown some people off maybe. Because like you just hear him doing his accent, and you're like, oh, it's just some Southern dude who went to war or whatever. But no, man, completely opposite when you go watch this movie with this guy in there. This is super deep, a lot of depth, and he plays it like that. It's awesome.
What'd you think of Hugo Weaving?
Amazing.
I was actually surprised. I enjoy Hugo Weaving quite a bit, and I didn't expect to see him as an older gentleman. Well, I don't know if I can call him a gentleman. He was a drunk, and he was suffering PTSD. He'd go hang out with his dead friends at a funeral, and then he would smash liquor against the gravestones, and he'd just see him with a big cut on his eye, and he's just like, oh, well, shit. Like,
yeah.
it was definitely some deep moments.
Mm-hmm. And also, he was like kind of like an abuser, and but like you actually like this movie did a good job of like, you know, kind of like explaining why he ended up like doing those things, you know, like the PTSD and everything. It made him like that basically, and at the end it turns it around, and you end up like feeling for the guy, and I think he's likable at the end.
Yeah, he redeemed himself in some sort of a way. Okay, how about I'm more happy to say Vince Vaughn.
Vince Vaughn, my God, Vince Vaughn is one of those guys where I mean, he's in all of like some of the worst comedies ever, but some of his comedy movies are actually really good, I think. But lately, I just haven't liked Vince Vaughn. And then he shows up in this movie, and he's playing a serious role, and he fucking knocks it out of the park.
Yeah, he did. I'm glad he didn't crack a smile at all. He was not what I would call a smartass. He played a drill sergeant. I don't know if he just saw Full Metal Jacket, at least a bit the opening 30 minutes of it over and over and over, but that was just great.
Now, do you think that he improv'd a lot of that stuff, or was written? Like when he sort of like walks in and he's just getting everybody's getting their shit for the day. Do you think he improv'd that, or that was written?
I want to give him credit and say it was improv. I have a feeling that when he walked by that one soldier, there is something wrong about you, boy. I can't tell what it is. Is it your haircut? Is it the wrinkle in your shirt? No, sir. Then what it could possibly be? The knife in my boot? The knife in your boot. I think that was improv.
Pretty damn good.
It's pretty good. I want to say it was written because the whole point they went in there and he just didn't like, this fucking hurts. And he just walked by like, it's as if he walked by to forget, like, something's not right.
They start off just being right there on the beach, and they're they're sort of going through what we have to do. We have to get up this hill, and we see like all the dudes who went up that hill before come back, and we're like, oh crap, man, this is not gonna be good.
Yeah, that was definitely something. The visuals of just the guys coming back was like, we just took it 6 times. We're about to be number 7. It was definitely it definitely had a really dark theme to it, even though they were attacking in the morning where it was nice and bright out. It was definitely what I would call, or at least consider, a dark day.
Yeah.
Although they did have the bravado going through basic training they kept the bravado, and you just see it dissipate. Literally, they're up there for 24 hours, and it just gets destroyed.
Mm-hmm.
Where they realize, shit, war is a real thing.
Yeah, war is hell. Oh yeah.
War never changes.
The actual like war fighting in this movie, like a lot of movies, like it kind of like glorifies the action and the killing and everything. In this movie, I've never been more horrified at watching like a war scene. Like this movie, I was watching it and I wasn't thinking like, oh, this is badass. I was thinking like, oh, don't die, and like, oh my god, this is like horrifying. You know, like it actually like gave me like chills. It made me feel like no other movie did what war might actually feel like, I think.
I do admit, like I play all kinds of games. I've seen horror movies, and I was irked when they're saving this dude who you could tell 5 minutes ago had a pair of legs, but that was it was you know when you spill spaghetti, something like that. It definitely wasn't pretty. It was, I don't know. I don't really know how to call it. When you said it glorified the moments, it looked as though war is not something that should be shot in high def. It's not something that you should really want to see, regardless of how many Call of Duties come out.
Oh no, I said that it didn't glorify.
Oh, it did. Oh, my bad.
Yeah, completely the opposite of all these movies. It didn't glorify, and I'd never seen a war movie like that before. That scared the shit out of you. Because normally it's like what's that line from was it not Super Troopers, but Starship Troopers? He's like, "Come on, you animals!
Come on, you apes! You want to live forever!"
There's always that type of movie in war movies, and this movie didn't have that. You just had like the whole time we're just like, "Oh shit," you know? Oh, God!
You can live through that?
Oh God! And I've never felt like that in a war movie before, so.
I don't know if I'm glad to say this, but there was a bit of realism. Like one thing I learned, not just through history class, not through just watching the History Channel, but a lot of the Japanese soldiers were given a lot of really, really bad propaganda about how American soldiers were demons, devils, vampires, how if they were to be captured alive, they would suffer a fate worse than death. And they didn't exactly show you that in this movie, but they showed you that they would rather die than be taken alive. And it wasn't what I would call too much, but you could see the zealousness, the fury of an individual, and they captured and portrayed it really well.
Yeah, agreed. So you want to say anything else about the movie?
Give me a starting point. There's a lot that you could say about this movie.
What?
The movie was like 2 hours and 20 minutes. Did it feel like 2 hours and 20 minutes to you?
It felt like it lasted a long time, but not because I was bored. It was definitely just a long movie.
Mm-hmm.
I get you like it. You've said before that you either do like movies or don't like movies. What would you like to bring up to other people who are similar to you? If you were trying to get them to actually see this movie, what would you say to another you?
Well, everybody's asked me about the movie. I told them it made me cry like a bitch because it was a really good movie, and I said that earlier in the video.
Yeah, I do admit when the movie ended right before the little clip of actual Desmond Doss, like the real one. Yeah, I was this close to throwing my popcorn at someone. Not because the movie was bad, but I was emotionally like, God damn it! Like,
that's gonna sound horrible.
Sorry.
Yeah, watch the volume, dude.
You've seen other war films then?
I have seen. I remember when I was real little, I watched Saving Private Ryan. I don't remember shit about it. I thought it was just some boring war movie.
Well, and they brought back a little bit in the Sausage Party. Have you seen that one?
And I have seen the first half of Full Metal Jacket because my friend who showed it to me said the other half wasn't worth watching after Private Pile goes ballistic. And I liked how at the boot camp scene, it seemed like they were drawing a lot of inspiration from that first half of Full Metal Jacket. Like how Hollywood had to go out in boot camp butt-ass naked because he wasn't dressed when he came in and told him to line up.
Private.
Or private's private.
Alright, so, I think that, like, from the other video that we just did, I was like, oh, so what did you think of the movie at the end? I think you already know what we all thought of the movie. I don't think any of us have to say, oh, well, I liked it. It was great. We all thought it was great.
I give it a 10 out of 10. I'm buying it on Blu-ray.
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. My name's Tony. I give it a 10 out of 10.
My name's Tony. Tony Bandit. No, wrong one. Tony Baloney. There we go. Tony Baloney. Give it a 10 out of 10.